Hi, Lindsay. Great to see you.
Great to see you too. I'm incredibly excited to be talking today.
Thanks. Me too.
So let's just orient ourselves. So you are in California, up by the San Francisco Bay Area. Yes?
Yes, that's correct.
And I am down here in the Central Coast. So we're sharing the same side of the country, which means together today we have a little bit of an excitement and energy in the air because we may be getting a little bit of rain. Are you seeing rain out there? You're getting some rain?
Yes, that would be great.
I know. We are hoping,
yet, but
yeah, we're hoping for rain down here. I think we've gotten about 32 drops on the window, and I'm hoping for more. Well, welcome to the Shift series. I'm so excited to have you here today. It is an honor and a blessing. For our audience who may be meeting Kathleen for the first time, you are an intuitive guide and coach and consultant. I've actually worked with you personally, and that is not true with everyone we've had on the Shift series. And so if there's a little bit more of a rah-rah and fan energy in this interview, that is why, because I am a huge personal fan of you and your work. So I would love to just hand it to you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your journey and the work that you do.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I love working with you too, Lindsay. It's such a pleasure and a delight and a treat. So
thank you.
That's great. Yes. So I've been working with meditation and intuition for many, many years. And one of the things that I feel really strongly about is that each and every one of us has a deep ability to connect to our intuition. And intuition is, being able to connect with your intuition is, I see it a lot like singing. Everyone can sing. So some people can sing really easily and naturally and they don't need any training, and some people can sing really well in the shower or in the car. But everyone can sing, and it's the same thing with being able to tap into your intuition. So no matter what kind of walk of life you have, you can always find a way to tap into your intuition. But just like singing, the more you do it, the more comfortable you are with it, the stronger it becomes, the more skilled at it you are. And it's a very simple thing to do it. But the first step, the first part of tapping into your intuition is really being able to listen to it. And the way that you listen to it is through a daily meditation practice. It can be any kind of practice. It doesn't matter. It can be a movement practice. It can be a chanting practice. Whatever practice it is that allows you to have an opportunity every single day to close out the rest of the world and just settle into your space. And some people find that actually settling in through like a walking meditation. But still, that ability to get grounded and get settled in, that's the way that you tap into your intuition. So that's one of the things I do is I teach people how to do that. I train people how to do that, and that is one thing. And then the other thing that I do is that by tapping into my own intuition, I help people kind of, find questions, answers to questions they have, look at their situation with insight. And I've been doing this for many, many years with people literally across the globe. So I've just had a lot of experience of being able to just tap deeply into my intuition and help people answer questions that they have.
That's so exciting. So I'm thinking of the times that we most want an answer are often times when we have a decision to make or we have a personal challenge going on. I often am looking at how you can leverage your intuition to help guide you on a health journey. And when I'm talking with people and encouraging them to tap into their intuition, I hear people saying a lot, oh, I can't do that, or I know people see things but I don't, or I know people hear things and I don't. And how do you help guide people to find the way that their intuition is talking to them?
Right, that's a good question. So the secret is to start small. The secret is to start with really small, simple ways. And we're always getting little nudges and a little gut feeling or a sense of something. So the secret is when you hear that or when you get that, take the risk, take the chance, and go ahead and follow it and see what happens. And the next time you hear it, do it again, and it'll start to get louder. It's really like a muscle.
Yeah.
You have to build it. You have to, in order to tap into it. And the secret is every single time that you follow it, the next time you hear it, you have more confidence, it gets more clear, it's a little bit louder, but just start with really small baby steps. If you've never had any practice listening to your intuition ever at all, then you might not want to, quit your job and move across the country on the first little notion, but you might use it in really small ways. I mean, that's something that can be done for anyone, anywhere.
Yes.
As well, I have loads of very specific exercises that I teach people to actually build that muscle. So there's two ways. One is just kind of spontaneously when it comes to follow it, and the other is to build that muscle through exercise. It's both those ways.
Okay. So it sounds a little bit like building a relationship, like you would with anybody. So I'm hearing you say creating space to have the relationship first, and then trusting it, and maybe even that leap of faith of going with it you're describing, and then as we begin to act on it, we build on it.
That's good. I've never thought of it as a relationship before. That's a perfect way to describe it. That's good.
Sounds like that. Another question I have is about the feeling versus the thinking. When I'm thinking of being in meditation, I'm often in a trying to clear a mind space. And yet sometimes, as I've been working with you and this relationship with my intuition is growing, there's physiological or physical sensations that are going on too. How do those two interplay? Is that the same thing trying to talk to us?
That's a good question. So the body-mind connection is key here. And as we know, the body-mind connection can be applied in lots of different ways. But specifically when we're talking about our intuition, we have parts of our language that already talk about it. So we talk about getting a gut instinct, or kind of a thought in the back of my head, or this idea just flew out of the blue. There's all sorts of language that we use that talks about how our body is telling us something.
Okay.
Which is different than we feel something, but it's not so much different. I love it when people have a body experience, because that's something you can point to. You can say, it's in my gut.
Right.
Or I was just, sometimes people talk about feeling their intuition in their feet.
Yeah. Okay.
Literally like, my feet are leading me on this path, that kind of a thing.
Okay.
Now, when we're sitting in a place of stillness and silence and quiet in our meditation, then it's a little bit different. You can still feel it in your body for sure, but it's a little bit different. One important element that I help people with in the meditation state is learning to become neutral.
Okay.
So sometimes when we've got a big problem that we're trying to work out, we are eager for an answer, and then that just increases the tension.
Yeah.
But when you can step back, settle in a little bit, go to a neutral place, then you can allow your intuitive information to rise up or to present itself to you instead of trying to grab at it. That's a key difference, and that's something that comes really from a daily meditation practice, is being able to just sit and wait.
And let it come. Okay.
Yeah.
So another big question I've had as I've been doing your exercises and working with this more is the difference between your intuition and fear. Because sometimes you're seeking an answer of what to do or what not to do, and the answer feels easy and safe, but maybe you're not sure whether that's just your own fear saying, no, don't do that because that wouldn't be so comfortable, or that would be different. Or when I'm thinking of health, for example, a lot of people are trying to decide a treatment protocol, or whether to go this way or that way. And when I hear them talking through, or even in my own experience, sometimes it can be hard to know which guidance to trust.
Yes, that's a good question, good point. So the thing about fear is that the fear has a lot of, you can feel it in your body. So look, like my shoulders go up, there's a holding in, a tension. But when you're following your intuition, it's exactly the opposite. And you can still feel like nervous and a little like a risk is coming, like, oh, I'm going to take a big chance here.
Right.
And you can have that butterfly feeling, but it's different because your body will start to settle in.
Okay.
And they have two completely opposite physical sensations, intuition and fear. And that's not to say that there's not a little bit of, trepidation when you're taking a big risk, but you'll still get that. Your body will give you clues and information about that.
Okay.
That's actually a really important, that points back to this idea of allowing yourself to become in a neutral state, a neutral position, a neutral mindset.
Okay.
And the more frequently that you can build a neutral mindset where you're not trying to force a decision, or you're not trying to be right or wrong, or you're not trying to flee from fear or jump into risk, but rather just sitting and waiting, the more easily you'll be able to distinguish the difference between, oh, that's fear making me run away, versus, okay, here's the chance I'm going to take, and I'm just going to stay settled with it.
Okay. So another thing I find really unique is that you are incredibly intuitive and gifted, and you're really trying to guide people to trust their own intuition. And so that's an interesting dual role, because I know that sometimes when I reach out to you, it's almost trying to abdicate what I already think I know myself. And so you walk very beautifully this line between validating and encouraging me to listen to my own intuition, while also tapping in and being a mentor in that space. How do you walk that line as you work with clients?
Well, the truth is, we all know exactly what to do. We all know. Sometimes we're distracted by the world and by different input and opinions and ideas and fears and all sorts of things, but we have our truth inside of us. So that's the one thing.
Right.
On the other hand, we all need help sometimes.
Yeah.
We all, we're not alone. We're not in this alone. So I know that sometimes the best thing working with someone is for them to just sit back and relax and allow me to use my skills and to just give them information that's going to be valuable and helpful for them, at the same time validating what they already know.
Yeah.
Other times, the best thing is really kind of pulling out and teasing out a little bit and drawing out, what is your intuition teaching you? How, what do you know? Let's look at that. Let's look at the skills and the tools you have, and how can we build that? So both are necessary. Yeah. It's not a really one or the other, but at different times we need different things.
Got it.
So it's actually a real blessing to be able to be on both sides of the picture, to help people just, sit back, relax, let me help you. And then other times, okay, step up, we're gonna
work on this.
Get your skills going, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So when you're working with someone and encouraging to start on this journey and to begin pulling meditation in, or maybe to look at their meditation in a new way as a way to build this relationship with their intuition, what does that practice look like? What do you recommend for someone?
Can you go ahead and just repeat that question, because the Skype, sorry, it just froze at that exact moment you asked that question. So.
Oh, of course, absolutely. So what I'm wondering is, as you're working with clients and you're encouraging them to start a meditation practice, or even, it sounds like, to look at their meditation they're already doing in a new way as building that relationship to their intuition, how often, I guess I'm thinking logistical, like how often should we do it? And is there kind of a protocol you recommend to help people start on this journey of meditation?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. A good thing that people are often wondering, like, how often should I meditate? How long should I meditate? Right. So really, okay, my message is meditate every day.
Okay.
So absolutely meditate every day, but you can start with 5 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes is enough. In fact, that's, one of the things that I've been talking about for many years is 5 minutes. And I have a book called The 5 Minute Meditation.
Wonderful.
And that book, is actually about learning how to begin a meditation.
Perfect.
So you start with 5 minutes,
Okay.
learning how to build it. So this is the secret to the 5-minute meditation is you start with 5 minutes every day, and then naturally, organically, it expands from there. It grows from there, and you don't have to push it. You don't have to force it. The key thing is to have a consistency. And then also the great thing about using just something as simple as the 5-minute meditation is, let's say you're someone that has a long practice, you do 20, 30 minutes a day or whatever it is that your practice is, and then you travel, you start traveling, or you go, you're not feeling well and you can't sustain that practice. Well, the 5-minute meditation is a great bookmark. So it kind of holds your practice. Okay, I'm doing my practice today. It's only going to be 5 minutes for right now, and I know I'll return. Nice. Or if you've had a long absence, kind of coming back. So the nice thing about this 5-minute meditation is it allows you to start very small and build and build and build. And one of the things that I like to do is, even if I do like a morning meditation, for example, sometimes in the middle of the day, there's just chaos coming. The phone and the texting and the email, and I just think, I need a break. And so I just sit down, set my timer, like, okay, I'm doing my 5-minute meditation right now. And I say this because it's so simple to do. It's something that most people can just say, oh yeah, I can do that. I can try 5 minutes. Yeah. The key is to do it every day and to let it build organically, let it build naturally. So I'm always encouraging people, even if you have if you're in like a 20 or 30 minute a day and you are feeling that you're in like a place of stuckness, well, add a little bit of time. Sometimes when we push ourselves, add that extra 5 minutes, or try, morning and night, or try just a night if you normally do. So meditation is not, it's not static. You don't just, set it up. There's your timer. You do it every day for the rest of your life and you're done. It's the living experience, and it's continuously changing. So really, when I work with people, we just look at where they're at, what they need right then and there, and what they need to do. It's very specific.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic, and it sounds like this book is a great resource, and I'm guessing we can find it on your website?
Yes, yes.
And that is www.kathleenbloom.com, and I will have the link here on the page along with your Q&A. Great. And I love to ask at the end of these interviews, if there were just one thing a person could do to get started, what would that one thing be? And I'm hearing that meditation and bringing in the 5 minutes is one of those. But if there were something to set the stage for that, what would that one thing be?
Okay, that's good. The one thing is take a walk. So take a walk, go outside, get in nature. Taking a walk is perfect because it allows you to get grounded. It allows you to have some movement and release some of the stress. And it allows your mind to start to settle down so that you can really see clarity in your situation, and leave the cell phone at home, the music at home. Just allow yourself to move and release the tension and allow your mind and your intuition to settle in.
Oh, I love that. I love how many of these one things point back to nature.
Yes, great. Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for being here with me today and with all of us. I am so excited to be introducing you to this crew, and I know and I hope that they'll get to see a lot more of you. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. It's a pleasure and a delight. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Kathleen. Take care. Bye.
Bye.